Kevin, so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming on. I have to say, Joe, this is Chris, and your career is just inspiring.
Yes.
Everything you've created, really, it's a pleasure to get to talk to you. And now you continue that amazing career with this amazing show. It's an amazing documentary. And your 2024 run in the festival circuit has been amazing. And now 2025, right here at Sundance, it has to feel great again to continue this amazing journey.
It's a total honor, to have a film here showing at Sundance, which has already premiered at various other festivals.
Yes.
And I didn't even know that was possible, to be honest.
Great.
And so it's a real something I'm very proud of, actually. And I feel like it reflects well on the movie, but not just on it as a movie, but also how that movie speaks to this moment in time in America, I think, because it's quite a political film.
Sure. No, and there's so much going on in the world today. How does it feel to kind of create that kind of vision? I mean, what you're going to be showing to the world is going to impact a lot of minds.
Well, I hope it impacts a lot of minds, but I think what is so strange about this is that I started off thinking, well, has there been too many things about the Beatles, about John Lennon? What else can you say? And then I saw the footage of the concert, and Sean Lennon remixed the sound, and I thought, oh my God, this is incredible. And you realize that, John never gave another full-length concert. After the Beatles stopped touring in '66, this is the only time he did a full-length concert. And you think, okay, I have to do this because this is an amazing opportunity, that one concert. So that was the origin of it. But then slowly, as I started to piece together the kind of the central conceit of the film, which is about John and Yoko sitting in their little tiny one-room apartment in the Greenwich Village watching TV, and they're watching TV, and you're watching TV with them, and you're understanding America in 1972, and then going to the concert and back again. That I began to realize that so much of what I was seeing in the archive from 1972 reflects on now in America.
Yes.
So many of these themes are just the same things happening again and again and again. So I think that's the thing that actually was a surprise to me, and I've been really struck by the audiences, particularly young audiences, the teenagers and the early 20 people who know nothing really about the Beatles, nothing about that time, but they're looking at this and they're going, hang on a minute, this is our world. This is basically about what's happening now.
The one thing I really love is that, just like John and Yoko, you and your wife collaborated on this with the set design. I'll tell her and make it as real as it possibly can for the viewer to feel like they're actually there in that apartment.
Yeah, so my wife is a set decorator, Oscar-nominated set decorator, did many great films, Billy Elliot and The Imitation Game and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And so we've never worked together. We always thought that, oh my God, our relationship would be over if we worked together. And but she decided she would help me out on this, and she thought it would be a simple thing because it was just an empty apartment in the 1970s. But what she didn't realize is that we were trying to reconstruct to incredible level of detail what John and Yoko's apartment was like. And so she had to get every book that they had in their apartment, every record, everything that you saw in whatever photograph, a little poster, whatever, we had to get it made, or if a bedspread we got made, television we had to find, the amplifier. So she said in the end it was the hardest thing she ever did, because I actually tried, because normally when you're a designer, set decorator, you're kind of like, okay, so it's about a poet in France in the 1920s. What do I imagine they'd have? They'd have this, they'd have that, and you can make it up. But in this, it's like, no, it has to be that, it has to be this. So, yeah.
No, that's incredible. Now, even you and your wife, you two are great artists, collaborators. Were you inspired actually now saying this is John and Yoko, right? I mean, as an artist, that must have been a creative just whirlwind to now that you'd learn their world and then tell your own story around them.
Look, it was a total honor that the Lennon family allowed me to do this. I couldn't have imagined a better collaborator than Sean Lennon, who was the one kind of overseeing it, as it were, for the estate. I met him when I had the idea of how to do it. I met him on Zoom. I told him what I wanted to do, and he said, "Yeah, that sounds great. My mum would have loved that. That's exactly it." And then that was it until I showed him the finished film, pretty much. And so, he was just supportive and helpful. And the family, about halfway through the edit, somebody phoned me up and said, "Oh, we found these phone calls in a box. This recordings that Yoko did. It's like during your period. You want to listen to them?"
Wow.
I'm like, yeah. And that was it. And then they appeared a couple of days later. All these amazing phone calls that they'd recorded all their phone calls exactly at the moment where we were trying to make the film about them. So that becomes this incredible insight into their intimate life. Actually, you really hear them as they really were, and not them as they're presenting themselves to the media.